And as we now see the ring entrance for the second bout of the afternoon. Mladen Manev from Bulgaria, 23 years old, and Darren O'Neill will be his opponent. Darren from Ireland, there he is now, 26 years old. Both of these boxers come with a dearth of amateur experience. They've been boxing together combined for well over 20 years. The referee for this contest, Fatih Madfoua from France. And the judges, Sharmach, Just, Alvarado, German, and Yakub from around the globe, converging here in Baku, Azerbaijan for this, the 2011 AIBA World Boxing Championships. Mladen Manev from Bulgaria. He has been boxing for a while, as we said. In 2006, he took the AIBA Junior 2008 Golden Gloves tournament in Beograd, Serbia. He took first place. In 2009 at the AIBA World Championships in Milan, he came close but lost to Konstantin Buja of Germany in the second preliminary round. And in 2010, he got the bronze medal at the European Championships in Moscow. Darren O'Neill, on the other hand, 2009 gold medalist at the Ireland Senior National Championships. He too was at the 2009 AIBA World Championships in Milan, where he grabbed 10th place. But not to be dismayed, first place he took at the 2010 Irish National Championships and again in 2011. 7th place at the 2011 European Championships, and that makes this for an extremely exciting bout. Both of these boxers know how to handle themselves in the manly art of self-defense. Again, we've got Manev out of Bulgaria in the red corner, O'Neill from Ireland in the blue corner. And Manev, hands up high. O'Neill throws a left. Manev comes forward with his own. And O'Neill keeping a good distance, a safe distance from the dangerous, the fiery Mladen Manev from Bulgaria. There's a right-hand hook by O'Neill. And now O'Neill throws another right-left-right combination over the high guard of Manev. Manev comes forward with a left-right lunging of his own. And Manev gets a feint in there, tries to get O'Neill to commit one way or the other. Manev continues to stalk his man down as O'Neill, willing to play possum for just a moment, looking for that opportunity, staying out of harm's way for now. A chopping right hook by O'Neill. O'Neill boxing in the southpaw stance, Manev in the conventional, the orthodox stance, and Manev tries to slap a hook around the high right hand of O'Neill. O'Neill won't have it, and now Manev has O'Neill up in the corner. And O'Neill starting to backpedal just a bit here. We're almost halfway through round number one. Both of these boxers are game. O'Neill with a jab step forward once and twice. A left to the body followed by a right upstairs, and Manev not phased in the least. Manev steps forward with a left to right, a wild left hook, misses. O'Neill doing a good job to stay away from that. And here comes the charge of Manev, lefts and rights. He's got O'Neill up against the ropes. Manev trying to break free, O'Neill not letting him. O'Neill looking for a little comfort zone right here in the clinch. And Manev comes forward with a left jab to the body and a left to the body, back by O'Neill. O'Neill with a right and a left, and rips a right to the body and then comes back upstairs with a right to the head. Manev with a left, and there's O'Neill with a right, a left by O'Neill. So both of these boxers are doing a good job of showing the other that they could throw with both hands. They both got a pretty good defense. They're both physically fit. This is either one of their fights. A left hand by O'Neill followed by a right, and now O'Neill rips a left to the body. O'Neill circling to his left, trying to keep his distance while Manev continues to push the action forward. Manev doing lots of bobbing and weaving, and now his hands start to fly. A left and a right, a left upstairs by Manev. Folks, let me tell you, the excitement in this arena is red hot right now as both of these boxers are fighting for the glory of countrymen around the world who are watching this on AIBA's YouTube channel, as well as various service providers around the globe. But we get to see it firsthand here, and boy, is this something. This is the first qualifying event for the London Olympics in 2012, and everybody knows it. Everyone's hungry. And now you could look at a replay from round number 2 and you could see what's happened here. Mladen Manev from Bulgaria got his hands up high, and you see O'Neill with his back in the corner, recognizing the danger. He's wise enough to clinch and to protect himself. And you see the Irish cornermen, the seconds, as the scores are released after round number 1, and Darren O'Neill takes a close but convincing 6-4 lead. It's very difficult to come back from a multiple point deficit in this sport of amateur boxing, and now it's going to be up to Mladen Manev from Bulgaria to figure out a way, some way, somehow, to get back over the mountain that is Darren O'Neill. Darren O'Neill throws a left to the body, and Manev, high guard, tight clutch, looking for a way. There's a left hand by O'Neill, a wide left hook by Manev, misses, and O'Neill starts to backpedal just a bit. He's moving from side to side. He's looking for an opening. He's willing to sit on the defensive end. Perhaps his corner told him, you're up on points, you don't need to put yourself in harm's way, but that's probably not Darren O'Neill's style after all. He represents the Fighting Irish as good as anyone does. Darren O'Neill, just 26 years old, boxing with Paulstown Boxing Club out of Ireland. Many great boxers have passed through those doors, and many more will in the future, but right now this is Darren O'Neill's night to shine. 2 minutes to go in this second round of this round of 16 qualifier. Mladen Manev knows he has a mountain to climb. He's got 2-point deficit going into this round. Will he do enough to tie it or even to take the lead? We will see, but he's going to need to keep punching. He's going to need to keep ripping body shots. He's going to need to keep Darren O'Neill off balance. Can he do it? Now Manev in the center of the ring, hands up high. Here comes O'Neill, measuring his man with a right, then throwing a left, and here comes Manev with a left and ripping rights and lefts to the head of Darren O'Neill. And Darren O'Neill now with his back to the corner. The referee's going to stop the action. He's going to issue another caution to Mladen Manev. Darren O'Neill rips a left, hooks it behind the neck of Manev, and now they're going to get wrestling out of the way here in the second round on the top rope. The referee's going to separate him, and a lunging Manev comes forward and again pushes O'Neill onto the top rope. The referee this time is going to issue a caution to O'Neill, and boxing shall resume. There's just over a minute to go in round number 2. Manev from Bulgaria in the red corner, O'Neill from Ireland in the blue corner. A hooking right hand by O'Neill, again falls short, or rather overshoots its target. And now Manev and O'Neill lock horns again in the center. A right hand by Manev to the side of the left temple of Darren O'Neill. A right hand by Manev, and he pushes O'Neill back. O'Neill comes forward with a left of his own. This action is really starting to heat up now. There's only 30 seconds to go, and Manev is chasing his man down, looking for a way to take the lead here in round number 2. Ripping rights and lefts, and now O'Neill doing the best he can to push his man off of him. Left-right combination by Manev. And again, O'Neill pushes him off as they lock elbows and clinch in the center of the ring. And back they come. Here's O'Neill with a nice move, a sneaky move by O'Neill, and he slips a left hand to the right temple of Manev, and Manev starts to walk his man down again, but that's it. Round 2 is in the books. So we shall see in just a moment how that scoring is going to pan out after 2 rounds. However, it pans out. The third round is anyone's, and this bout is still very much wide open. Whoever wants it more can have it, but they can't ask nicely. That just won't work, not in this sport. They got to take it. And as you see here from round number 2, O'Neill lunging in with a cute left hand to the temple of Manev. And Manev looking a little frustrated there as he tries to figure out the answer to the question, who is Darren O'Neill? And there it is, 7-5. Darren O'Neill gets another 2 points under his belt, bringing the total of 13 for Ireland and 9 for Bulgaria. As round number 3 get set. In just a second or two, we shall see how the final chapter of this book gets written. Mladen Manev, Bulgaria. Darren O'Neill, Ireland. And O'Neill throws a left and then does a good job of escaping to his right. Circling to the right is what he wants to do. Mladen Manev locks elbows with him. And again, O'Neill seems very comfortable with the notion of staying away, and when he can't, of getting into a clinch. But he must feel that 4 points in his pocket. He no longer needs to put himself in harm's way, and perhaps that is right. He needs to preserve his energy and make it through. He's got a lot more boxing to do in this tournament if he does get past this rascally Mladen Manev, who won't seem to go away despite being down by 4 points, and he knows it. He is going to continue to stay on Darren O'Neill until O'Neill has no choice but to box him. Manev chasing his man down, and there's a left hand by O'Neill right down the pipe. And here comes Manev. And now they wrestle again. Another wrestling tactic by Manev as he pushes the head of O'Neill back over the top rope, and the referee's going to bring them. There's 1 minute down in round number 3. Double right hand baby jabs by O'Neill. Less intended to punish and more intended to just annoy. And now Manev on top of his man, and once again the referee is going to separate the boxers. A left hand by O'Neill, a right hand as he continues to circle away to his right, staying out of harm's way of that big right hand of Mladen Manev. Manev continues to stalk his man around the ring, as you could see O'Neill more than willing to just ride this one into the sunset if he can. And there's another wrestling tactic by Manev. It looks like Mladen Manev is getting quite frustrated with what's happening here. The turn of events says 1.5 minutes to go. He went into the round down by 4, and he's got to figure out a way. He's getting frustrated with this style of O'Neill now, and it shows. What can he do? I'll tell you what he could do. He could box like he did in the first round. In the first round, he was emphatic with his punches. He was throwing combinations. He was putting them together. He was showing angles. That seems to have slowed down a little bit in round number 2. Perhaps O'Neill knew he had the lead, and maybe that's what's going on, but Manev cannot be dissuaded. He needs to continue making this his fight, not O'Neill's fight. He needs to cut off the corner, and he needs to keep Manev in his wheelhouse at all times. He cannot let O'Neill escape. And here Manev is doing his best. He continues to move forward. A right hand by Manev. O'Neill throws a big left hand, scores to the temple of Manev. And now here comes Manev once again. Manev, he throws a wild right. O'Neill ducks it. And now Manev has O'Neill up against the ropes. The referee separates them. A left hand and a right by Manev. Both miss their mark. There's a right hand, another one misses, and O'Neill again gets thrown down, and Manev on top of O'Neill, and O'Neill is flat on his back here with 30 seconds to go after some more roughhousing by Mladen Manev. The referee gonna caution O'Neill to keep his head up. There's a nice right hand, get through the guard by Mladen Manev, and again Mladen Manev pushes O'Neill into the turnbuckle, and the referee is gonna likely issue another caution, this time to O'Neill for using his shoulder. So Mladen Manev, he's got everything going for him except the points. He's got the energy, he's got the desire, he's got the heart, but he's got to find an opponent to hit, and Darren O'Neill has not been that person. Darren O'Neill is doing his best to stay away and avoid the heavy leather that Mladen Manev is so intent on laying. There's a right hand and a headbutt by O'Neill that snaps back the head of Manev. And now the referee is going to issue another caution to Darren O'Neill for using his shoulder. Keep his punches up. It may be a little too late as the third round comes to an end. And that is it, folks. Darren O'Neill from Ireland, Manev Mladen from Bulgaria have just boxed 3 exciting rounds in the 2011 AIBA World Championships here in Baku, Azerbaijan. One of them will proceed to the next round. The other will not. Darren O'Neill had a 4-point lead going into the third round. Let's see if he was able to maintain that lead. Both boxers, as is often the case, showing the utmost respect for their opponents. And the referee will now await the decision, which is coming from around the ring faster than a telegram. And there is the winner, Darren O'Neill from Ireland. At just 26 years old, he will find himself representing the great country of Ireland in the 2012 London Summer Olympics. Congratulations to Darren O'Neill. Good job to both boxers. And you could judge for yourself as you watch some action from the third round.
Referee, Sweden. Judge number 1, Croatia. Judge number 2, Turkey. Judge number 3, England. Judge number 4, Ireland. Judge number 5,